Forbidden Memories. Imagine a society where no one suffers from trauma or the burden of past mistakes. A place where people live in harmony, free from emotional conflicts. This world is maintained by the Recalibration Procedure, a mandatory process for everyone at the age of 18. It promises to erase painful memories, giving each person a fresh start without the weight of their past. Hannah grew up believing the procedure was a good thing. After all, everyone said that life became easier and happier afterward. At 22, she led a quiet life as a painter, trying to make a name for herself in the art world. But recently, something strange started happening. Her mind was invaded by flashes of memories she couldn't explain. They came as quick, disjointed images. A house she didn't recognize, a boy smiling at her and calling her name, and a strange wooden symbol carved into something she couldn't quite place. These flashes brought an unsettling feeling, as if something important was trying to rise from the depths of her erased past. One night, while organizing old boxes in her basement, Hannah found something that changed everything. It was a painting, dusty and hidden behind an old cabinet. On the canvas was the symbol she had been seeing in her dreams, a circular, intricate figure, almost like a seal. What shocked her even more was the signature in the corner. Hannah, 4 years before the procedure. She froze. How could she have painted this if all memories from before the procedure had been erased? And why would someone hide it? The discovery of the painting was only the beginning. Unable to ignore the memories resurfacing, Hannah decided to investigate. She started by looking for information in public records, but as expected, the government had strict control over anything related to the past. Determined, she began visiting places from her flashes of memory. One location was an abandoned house on the outskirts of the city. The moment she arrived, she was overwhelmed by a sense of déjà vu. Every detail, the overgrown garden, the creaking doors, felt familiar. Inside, she found objects covered in dust, including old photographs. One photo showed a family, a smiling couple, a little girl who looked like Hannah, and a younger boy standing beside her. She stared at the photo for a long time. Who was the boy? Why didn't she remember him? And more importantly, what had happened to these people? As she continued her search, Hannah heard whispers about a clandestine group called the Bearers of Truth, known for resisting the government and the procedure. After weeks of tracking them down, she finally met Elias, one of their members. Elias was one of the few who had avoided the procedure. He explained the dark truth behind it. The government didn't just erase painful memories, it erased anything that could threaten their control. The procedure isn't about peace, Elias said. It's about power. Elias also revealed a devastating truth about Hannah's family. Her parents had been activists who fought against the procedure, believing it was a tool of oppression. When they uncovered evidence of the government experimenting on children, including Hannah's brother, Liam, they were killed. To cover up the crime, the government erased all traces of them from Hannah's mind. A mix of anger and despair consumed her. Everything she had believed was a lie. But now she had a new purpose: finding Liam. Elias and the bearers helped her track him to a secret facility. There, they discovered he had been conditioned to serve the government as a loyal soldier, trained to hunt rebels and eliminate threats. The plan to rescue Liam was risky, but Hannah was determined. On the night of the mission, the resistance group managed to infiltrate the facility. While Elias and others created diversions, Hannah navigated the hallways, searching for her brother. When she finally found him, relief and heartbreak flooded her. Liam was sitting in a small cell, dressed in a government uniform, his expression distant and empty. He didn't seem to recognize her. "Liam?" she called softly, her voice trembling. He looked at her but didn't respond. For a moment, something in his eyes seemed to shift, as if a spark of recognition had ignited. "It's me. Your sister? Hannah, do you remember me? He shook his head slowly, as though battling something within his mind. No, I don't have a sister. My family is the government. His words cut through her like a knife, but she refused to give up. She pulled out the photograph she had found in the abandoned house and held it up. Look, this is you, me, and our parents. They took this from us. They erased who you are. Liam stared at the photo, and for a brief moment his expression softened. Sadness flickered in his eyes, but the conditioning he had undergone was too strong. He stepped back, his hands trembling. Before Hannah could say more, alarms blared throughout the facility. Guards began closing in on their location. Elias shouted from down the hallway, "Hannah, we need to go now." But Hannah couldn't move. She grabbed Liam's hands and said firmly, "They may have erased your memories, but they can't erase who you are. You're my brother. Please, trust me." Liam seemed torn. For a fleeting second she thought he might follow her. But then the guards arrived. He stood up, his body rigid, his face cold. He raised a weapon and pointed it at her. "Leave," he said flatly, "or I'll shoot." Tears streamed down Hannah's face. "Liam, please." And then time seemed to stop. Hannah knew she had no choice. If she stayed, she would be captured or killed. But leaving Liam behind felt unbearable. She stared at him one last time, trying to memorize every detail of his face. "I'll never stop fighting for you," she whispered. With that, she turned and ran, tears blurring her vision as the sound of guards' footsteps echoed behind her. The story ends with Hannah escaping the facility, her expression a mix of heartbreak and determination. She may have lost Liam for now, but the fight was far from over. In a world where memories are controlled, remembering becomes an act of rebellion. For Hannah, her forbidden memories are not just fragments of her past, they are the key to saving the future.